Welcome everybody back to our part 2 of our Doki Doki Literature Club playthrough. Our main character, who seemed like kind of a douche at the beginning of the game, just got dragged into this club with a bunch of girls in it. So let's go ahead and see if I can relate to this character any more or any less, considering I named him after me. Considering how little I've read in these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? Okay, I guess that is kind of true. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. And then not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that could change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking, after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you.
I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, it takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh! I hate horror.
Oh, why's that?
Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind. That's right. You usually write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting, and it looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. I'm gonna give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori slides behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute.
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No.
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
I'm not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even that deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
I really wanted to hear everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay, I have an idea, everyone.
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, the next time we meet, we will all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus now, we have a new member. I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of this club. Isn't that right, Benjaro?
Monica smiled warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But,
I'm sorry, I thought...
Benjaro.
You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sayori wrapped her arms around me, jumping up and down. You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
Well, I mean, that kind of was the case.
Exactly why you get. Then that makes it official! Welcome to the literature club.
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone, remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting, and we'll all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
Benjaro, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Can I really impress this class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety rolling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Benjaro, since we already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yeah.
With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls? Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh god, do we gotta write a poem manually in this? It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most.
Which person do you like the most?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I guess anyone who isn't Natsuki, I guess. Because she seemed very an angry all the time kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not all about that.
Well, what do you want to say?
Hmm. I'm not sure. I guess we should probably just. I guess since this is our first time playing, I guess we'll just pick a word and just see where it takes us.
Okay.
Which one would I relate to the most? I guess this one. What would be a good word to follow up with that?
Feather. How about you pick a word, I'll pick a word, you pick a word, I'll pick a word.
Okay. I'm gonna go with ribbon.
Rain cloud.
I'll go with tears.
Bubbles.
And I'll go with inferno.
Swimsuit. Dazzle.
Clumsy.
Headphones.
Anxiety.
Nightgown.
Unrestrained. That's a long word.
Fluffy.
Precious.
Raindrops. Treasure. Hi again, Benjar. Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Benjaro. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. See, you already told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. Ugh, and last year, too. I don't know if you plan to come here just to hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga is literature.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. Benjaro always gives his best, as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking and cleaning my room.
How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
How come? You and Benjaro can become good friends too.
Sayori?
Uh-huh.
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
But wait, Sayori? Me? Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do?
Sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Well, I won't make it a big deal if you won't. If you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening to Sayori's conversation with Monica.
We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. We can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know. We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. Ugh, what do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to try to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds.
What's this? Sayori's taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this.
That's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind? Well, I guess we could... Cupcakes! Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes, and that works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it? Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Me too.
Yeah, me too. I was
Anyway.
about to say, I'm relating to her more and
I
more.
know. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself.
I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self, but therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder if that would be like what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. What? I opened my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair.
Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club.
That would be a nice club to be in. Does our school have a napping club?
You're staying up too late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're going to have less time for anime, you know. You'll need to get used to it.
Don't say that so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard.
It's true, though.
Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori.
It's what I do best.
That's the problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you?
No, not every day.
That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time?
That's, it's a secret.
I knew it.
Come on, at least give me the benefit of the doubt.
I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you.
Huh?
Sayori glances around at herself.
How's it written all over me?
You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here. I think her hair looks exactly the same as it usually is.
It does. Ah!
I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. That's a bit of a creeper move there, buddy. Man, you really need a brush for this.
My hair is just really hard to get it right.
I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right there. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger.
But nobody even would notice that.
Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that.
You're mean.
And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet?
Ah, that's super mean.
Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind.
This is so funny.
What is?
Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kind of things.
Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid.
It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you?
I guess.
Hey, be careful. The button might come off.
Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly?
It did when I bought it.
Even if you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? We're just gonna go ahead. Yeah, please don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so Why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like this?
But it's so stuffy. Ugh. It's not worth it at all.
Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more.
Phew! That is so much better.
Also, they don't have to draw a new sprite for her.
Yeah, right?
Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around.
So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right?
What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing?
No, because if I had a boyfriend, he wouldn't let me do things like this. And you take better care of me than anyone else would anyway. And that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned.
Don't stop saying all these embarrassing things.
I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier.
Only if you focus on going to bed earlier.
Fine, fine. It's a deal.
Ha! I guess we really are better taking care of each other than we are taking care of our own selves.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
So maybe you should come and wake me up in the morning?
You're doing it again, Sayori.
I was only joking this time.
Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes.
Okay, everyone.
Eh? Monica suddenly calls out.
Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yeah! Benjaro, I can't wait to read yours.
Yeah, same. I failed to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trusts away to retrieve her poem.
By the way, did you remember to write your poem last night?
Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait!
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers on a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, it looks like we're gonna have to figure that out on the next group of episodes of our playthrough here. This game is definitely a lot more than is basically what I sort of thought it was going to be like. Also, I apologize if the voice I gave Yuri is kind of like not good at all, but...
And I'm sorry if all my voices sound the same.
But still, this game is pretty interesting, and with this game being mostly story-based, it's going to be interesting seeing where this playthrough goes for the channel. So until we see you all next time with this return to Jasper Cat Productions, I am Ben Contreras.
Mama!
And until next time, bye.
Bye-bye.